Danger's never far when your name is Guy Noir. I knew as soon as she came in my office, this would be no ordinary case. She looked confused, tense.
This is a serious detective agency. I'm not in for dizzy dames whose husbands run off to Gangnam for the weekend to blow all their money in the casino and play a little hanky-panky.
First, I'm no dizzy dame. Second, if I had a husband, he wouldn't dare go to the casino, and he wouldn't need to play hanky-panky. And finally, I work for the Korea International School, so money is no object.
Well, she certainly had the money.
KIS. Those are those guys opening that campus in Jeju, aren't they? Backed by YBM, right? Okay, lady, you've got my attention. What's the job?
It's my students, Mr. Noir. They were there one day. The next, they weren't. Instead, my room was full of zombies. Lifeless, useless shells of students.
Interesting. All right, I'll take the case.
I knew I'd need some help, so I headed to an old friend, Craig Randall.
Sir, you need an appointment.
Not me, lady. I'm a close personal friend of Craig's. Thanks, Toots.
Yeah, let me call you back later. Somebody just came into my office. Well. If it isn't the famous detective, Guy Noir.
Yeah, it's me. Craig, help me out if you can. What do you know about missing students?
Funny you should bring that up, Guy. I've had a real problem with missing students lately. They're walking around like zombies. They're like dead. They don't even seem awake. I don't know what to do about it.
It was right then I knew who was to blame.
Craig, thanks. You've been a big help to talk to. I think I know who's responsible for these crimes. It's my old nemesis, Facebook, and his ugly little crony, iChat. I gotta get expert help on this. Thanks.
I had a strange feeling the answers that I was looking for were in this room.
I started spending time on the internet, surfing the internet, and then, you know, my grades dropped, and then, like, my parents got furious. So, I found out the hard way. So, a tip about students about managing their time is that they should really, like, not wait for, like, to realize that they need to manage their times on the MacBooks and realize beforehand.
I realized that whenever I go on the computer, I just automatically go into Facebook, and like I didn't even realize that I was in Facebook checking my email, and then like an hour passed or 2 hours passed, and then I was like, okay, that's okay, and then like 3 hours passed, and then I was like, oh, I have to do my homework, and then I started doing my homework. It's like 12 o'clock already, and I've only done half of it.
I realized that I need to start managing my time in the summer break. 7th grade, I didn't really know much about MacBooks, so I didn't really know how to do iChat. But then in 8th grade, I was just constantly 24/7 in Facebook and iChat, and I was just like video chatting all the time and playing with my friends. And then my grades started to drop, and I was like always wondering why are the like tests so hard, and like why is there so much homework. But then there were some of my friends around me who were actually really good at studying, and they were like, I was like asking them how like they were so good at studying. They get like 4.0 GPAs, and then they told me that like stop iChat and Facebook and all this stuff.
So the first time we started using technology, a lot of people in our class would go on chats or social networking sites to play around during class. But most people realized that their grades were going down. For me, I realized that I wasn't really learning anything in class, which was invaluable, and so I felt like it was more of a waste of time, and that's when I started putting things down, and I started learning more, improving more, and just being more engaged into the classroom.
So when I did cross country at the beginning, and then like you come home, when I came back home at like 5, 6, and then I was like, I slept and ate dinner, and I was playing around, and it was like 10, and I realized that I only had like 2 hours left to do homework, like in order to get the safe amount of sleep, then I realized that, maybe I should start really working.
Yeah, me too. After I started drama, I got really
Yeah.
tired, and then I thought, oh, maybe I should do all my homework during the weekend and save time.
Yeah, for me, since when I was just on a PC without the Mac, like my parents could see what I was doing since the screen is so big and it's the home computer. But since my Mac, it was my personal computer and I could do literally like anything without any parental supervision. I just realized that I could like go crazy with Facebook and Skype, and then just like Lindsay, like I think when you start extracurricular activities and the time just gets like cuts down, that's when you start really realizing that, oh my gosh, I have no time to do my homework now. Yeah.
And like just generally in high school we got a lot of big projects, and then in middle school I was able to like play all day, but then I guess that's also when I kind of realized, oh okay, I should manage my time.
And then like it's when you start your projects, and then like no matter how hard you work on it, like if you start late, you're gonna end late. So no matter how hard you work on it, fail.
Cut down on Skype, Facebook, and all these like social things. Yeah.
How I study is I just turn off the airport on the computer. I don't even touch the Safari or Firefox or Chrome at all. And then I just do my work, or I even shut down my computer for like 2 hours, and then I do my work, and then I'll be done pretty soon. And then that's when I have like an hour or 30 minutes to do what I need to do, just play and stuff like that. And if I have iChat on it, I have to be on for some reason. I just put my status would be like, don't talk to me. I'm doing my homework. And then usually people respect that and they don't talk to me, or I just don't answer at all. Yeah.
So when I'm going home in the bus, I usually make I usually organize my homework and like make kind of like time schedule and like my goal for the day. And I'm gonna go home, check all the stuff like in Wiki and like write it down like on a piece of paper.
So personally, I usually don't have Facebook or MSN or any of those things on unless it's necessary, like you need to talk to someone for a project. But if like everyone knows what they're capable of, and if you can still do all your things while on those social networking sites or on chats, then I've seen a lot of people do it. They multitask, but they're really good at it. So you sort of have to need to understand your limit and limit yourself.
Like when I'm working on projects and doing homework, like I will check homework, but I will check Facebook, but usually like I try to like it'll act as a reward. Like if I work hard for like 45 minutes, I'll check Facebook for like 10 minutes and then I'll go back to work.
And for like sometimes when I'm in iChat, like I just like there's a part there you could just put invisible, and then your name's out on the, so you could just like no one really bothers
can interact with you. Yeah.
So basically what I do, if I find myself getting out of control with the Facebook and the Skype and all those distractions, sometimes I just log out of Facebook and I log out of Skype, and because I'm so lazy about it, I just turn off the automatic login thing too. So because I'm so lazy, I just find myself thinking like, oh, I don't want to type my password and do this all again, and I just focus on my homework. Or sometimes I just put up a status like, don't bother me, I'm doing my homework, like it really like the red sign, and I find that keeps people away and it keeps me focused.
What I do very often is I make a list of all the things I have to do that night, and then I kind of estimate the time. It's like world history project, 2 hours, eating dinner, half an hour, and math homework, 1 hour. And then after I complete the list, I actually realize how much time it'll take, and then I get to think, oh, maybe I shouldn't be on Facebook.
Yeah, because if you don't plan it out, you don't realize like how much time it's gonna take. So if you don't plan it out, you just go to Facebook with like no time. Yeah.
For me, like before, like I actually just like set my MSN chat like into silent mode, so I ignore all the messages. And then because I'm working at my desk and my computer's just on, and for the scheduling, I just like if I have to read like world history textbook, I just keep like, okay, this chapter I better finish in 30 minutes, and then if it goes around like, okay, I gotta finish in 10 minutes, I just like force myself to keep looking at the clock.
Keep track of time.
You can reward yourself by sleeping or doing something else after, but then you always have to like time yourself.
In order to stay on task, like my mom
came to me and was like, what can I do to like help to keep you on task? And I'm like, well, since you're friends with me on Facebook and since we're on GChat together, like if you see me doing something, you can have the right to like take something or like go into my wallet and take my money or ground me or not let me go on. So that helps me stay on task.
And I'd shut down my MacBook and give it to my mom and tell her like no matter like what happens, like even if I cry, don't give it to me till this time, or like when I say it's fine, like give it to me now. Or when my mom's not home, I give it to my brother. Or if my brother's not home, I just put it under my blanket.
Did you find my students, Mr. Noir?
Yes, I did. They were being held captive by my old menace Facebook and his ugly little crony, iChat.
Facebook and iChat, that evil duo. I don't see why we don't just block them already.
Well, we could block them, but that wouldn't unfortunately do any good. First, the sophomores would establish a VPN and just get around the block anyway, and second, it doesn't really teach them the valuable skills they need to know about controlling time management.
Thank you, Mr. Noir. It's so nice to have my students back safe and sound.
Well, doll, Guy Noir always gets his man, or in this case, his students. Just follow these simple pieces of advice, and your online world won't destroy your grades and school life. This case is closed.